Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Now, as you know, Attack of the Clones was a 2002 American epic space opera film that was directed by George Lucas, as well as being written by George Lucas and Jonathan Hales, who Jonathan Hales was known for writing the story The Scorpion King. Now, the premise of the film is meant to take place 10 years after the events of Episode 1, where we see how the Galactic Republic is being split in two, and how a separatist movement is being organized by Count Dooku, and after a failed assassination attempt by Padme Amidala, leaves Anakin to go with Padme to Naboo for her safety, as well as for Obi-Wan to find out more truths of what's going on, as well as eventually uncovering on Kamino a secret clone army. Now, I would say the film itself does try to do a good job with Anakin. I feel Hayden Christensen does try to do Anakin some justice, because I feel Anakin is meant to be like this entitled sort of character who feels the need to prove himself that he's the chosen one, and kind of comes across like he wants to go the distance but fails to see it. And I also do know there have been a lot of memes about him hating sand, but again, it's mostly him doing it as poor pickup lines. And I feel when you do have Padme and Anakin sort of being together, they really do try to show the kind of chemistry between the two. As you can tell, Padme knows Anakin has the potential to do good, and Anakin sees that Padme has the potential to be something better. Now, I would say with Obi-Wan is that he's meant to be a bit of a mentor. He's trying to help Anakin not make the same mistakes he made, and tries to keep him alive. And I would say when the movie does build up the Clone Wars, they really know what they want to do, because we see how other planets form the Separatist movement, and we see how their droids combine with theirs to become a dangerous army. I would also do say that Christopher Lee does a decent job for Count Dooku, as I think he's meant to become deluded by how far the Jedi fallen, and is meant to believe what he's doing is what's for best. And I would say what I also do like about Episode 3 is basically it's still able to tell a good story, even though it's a little bit like film filler, but it still knows what it wants to tell. I think, unlike Episode 8, that just feels wasted potential, Episode 2 knows what it wants to tell. It knows the story it wants to say. It knows the story it wants to be. And I think they still do a good job. And I also know that other Star Wars games like Star Wars Bounty Hunter took place before Episode 2. I also know that Star Wars Jedi Starfighter is meant to take place sometime in Episode 2. And I also know as well that as soon as they sort of build up the Clone Wars, you know there's going to be the Dark Horse comics that tells the story. There's going to be basically the sort of 2008 TV series that I think a lot of Star Wars fans remember. And yeah, there was also toys, games, and so many other things with Episode 2, and the same with the Clone Wars. And I think in the same time, they really do reveal what the Clone Wars was. It wasn't always going to be like Jedis versus clones. Instead, it's clones, Jedis versus robots. So I think that's a little bit of a better twist to it, because I think I think 70s kids who watched Star Wars probably always assumed it was going to be Jedi's versus clones, but we never knew this until 2012. And I would say episode 2 is a bit of a hit and miss, but I think it still knows how to tell a good story. So I think it deserves a thumbs up. Still good and still alright. So, Comic Review here, signing out.